What's good, everybody? Apple Dokkan here, back with another Dokkan battle. I mean, actually today it's not really a Dokkan battle video, it's just a Dragon Ball in general video. As you can see on your screen, I did ask you guys for your spiciest, hottest, craziest Dragon Ball hot takes, and this tweet actually went insane. We've got 176 replies, we've got over 100 quotes. So I'm gonna go through some of them, okay? I don't think I'm gonna be able to go through over 200 answers, but I'm gonna go through some of them, from replies to quotes and everything. And I do want to start this video off by saying that thank you guys for 3K subscribers. I really appreciate the support that you guys have given out for me. If you haven't subscribed yet, go down there, leave a like and subscribe, and maybe give out some Dragon Ball hot takes in the comments as well. And let's just immediately start out. And we do have Vector, who says that Chatsu makes me smile whenever he's on the screen in the 22nd World Tournament. Hit does not make me smile, and it does say that Chatsu is a better character than Hit, I guess. I mean, that's what really this means right here, the greater sign symbol. I mean, I don't know if I really agree with this. I have talked this out with Vector like so many times as well. Vector says that Chatsu makes him smile and Hit doesn't. I don't think that can just be like your sole reason for liking a character more, because at the end of the day, Chatsu is treated like a gag character. He called Krillin short, and then he lost because he didn't know maths or whatever, right? Like, he was very bad at maths. He lost against Krillin, and that's basically all he's done his entire series. Chatsu has died like 2 times. I didn't care about them both times. No, I think he's died like 3 times if we count the Kid Buu planet destruction, and I still didn't care about him. Like, I forget Chatsu exists as a character until he's actually mentioned. That doesn't happen with Hit because he's actually got some showings, right? You've got the fight with Goku, Universe 6 versus Universe 7, got the fight with Jiren, and just the fact that Hit, like, the moment he was serious, he immediately just killed Goku when Goku put a hit on himself, right, in Dragon Ball Super. I just find Hit just more cooler than Chaozu. That's the thing. I like his powers more than Chaozu. I just like his trope as a character more than Chaozu. I just don't really care about Chaozu that much, man. I don't really know what to say. I think Hit is like just a more enjoyable character to look at than Chaozu, but that's really my take on this. Alright, so we've got Celtic here saying Black Star Dragon Ball Saga was a fun and enjoyable when you don't have someone screaming in your ear saying that it sucks. Okay, look, I can definitely see here a lot of people. Dragon Ball GT has a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate surrounding Dragon Ball GT. I'm not gonna say that some of it is not warranted, because Dragon Ball GT does kind of like drag out so much at some points. It just keeps giving you some villains that you don't care about, and I think that's the main thing with the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga. I like the concept of Black Star Dragon Ball Saga, like the Dragon Balls going against the main characters, because they've been using them so much for some like irrelevant wishes or something like that. I mean, the dragons aren't really born from the irrelevant wishes, but they have been using them, they've been overusing them, and now the Dragon Balls are going against them. I feel like that as a concept is very cool. I like the adventure style that GT has brought in as well, with like Pan, Trunks, and Goku. I really would have liked, maybe instead of Trunks, maybe Oob was there. I know this might be a hot take in itself, but like, those are like the 2 people that Goku is mentoring, right? Imagine Oob and Pan with there. I feel like that would be pretty cool, like the interactions with Goku as well, because he would like constantly be teaching them stuff, right? Because they're like his students and stuff like that. You've got villains like Lude, villains like Legic, like that one pedo guy, whoever that guy was. Like, I don't care about these villains, man. Like, I don't care about them. That's the thing with the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga. It can be fun and enjoyable, and I have like, as I keep growing up, I have learned to like kind of appreciate GT more as a series. But Black Star Dragon Ball Saga is probably the weakest arc. It's either that or Super 17. Like, it's definitely the weakest arc. Lorax is underrated. I mean, I don't really want to stay on this too much. Is he? I don't think he is. I don't really think Topo is underrated. Not really too big on Topo. I do probably like him a little more than Jiren, especially in the anime, because you've got a little more character to Topo. In the manga, they do give Jiren a couple of good character moments. When he says that he doesn't want to destroy other universes to save his, I feel like that's very like stoic of him, or like very heroic of him, or whatever. But in the anime, I don't know. I don't think he's underrated. That's a whatever take there. After Dragon Ball Super manga, Super Saiyan Blue Blue is a top 5 form, with its showcase in the manga arc for the Future Trunks saga and the Granola saga. I also cannot forget how amazing it was in the Broly movie. Okay, so Mist right here does bring out some very, very good points. What would I say are forms over Super Saiyan Blue? I don't know if I would say a top 5 form, bro. Like Super Saiyan, I like Super Saiyan 4 way more. It's just the transformation was so good for Super Saiyan 4. It just, the fight against Baby was very good. It happens, the same thing happens with Super Saiyan 4 to where he defeats Baby with it, and then the form does absolutely nothing the whole series after that. I think Super Saiyan Rose is better than Super Saiyan Blue. I would say Kaioken is better. Ultra Instinct is better. I would not say a top 5 form. I mean, I guess Kaioken and like Ultra Instinct are techniques or whatever. I don't want to go into that too. I'm gonna call them forms, bro. I don't care. But I do feel like Super Saiyan Blue is a little underrated as a form. I do like it. I do like the idea behind it that you have to be like calm and tranquil to actually like achieve Super Saiyan Blue. It's a very, very nice like contrast to Super Saiyan. And as you say, in the Broly movie, I think it's like where Super Saiyan Blue has looked the best it ever has. Like with Goku and Gogeta Blue. Vegeta doesn't really do too much in Super Saiyan Blue in that movie. But yeah, I do kind of agree with this take. I don't know if it's top 5 forms in the series, but if you do want to have it up there, I don't really. I'm not gonna go too crazy about it. I think Super Saiyan Blue has done like a very, very good like redemption story for itself, right? It's done very, very good. GT Pan is the top 3 worst characters of all time in Dragon Ball. GT Pan specifically. I just wholeheartedly disagree with this. There's like 20 different GT characters who are way worse than Pan, and there are way worse characters than Pan in the actual Dragon Ball series, but I do not agree with this at all. This is just insane GT Pan hate. I know she's annoying. She can be very annoying. I'm not gonna say she's top 3 worst characters of all time. You've got, bro, in the same arc where she's introduced, you've got Lude, you've got the pedo villain, and you've got Legic. Like, none of them. All 3 of them are worse than Pan. I'm sorry. Like, all 3 of those characters are worse than Pan. You want to touch Elder Supreme Kai? Sure. Whatever, man. I don't know. Is this a hot take or just you giving me your wet dreams here? But if you want to, go for it, man. Like, what do you want me to say? Go for it, bro. Alright, Goku vs. Cell is the best fight in the series. Way better than Gohan vs. Cell. Okay, we've got 2 takes here. I don't agree with the first one. I do agree with the second one, though. Gohan vs. Cell, I wouldn't really call it a fight, like an actual visual fight. It's more of a fight, like a mental thing for Gohan, right? It just kind of shows Gohan's character growth at that point, because Gohan goes into the fight and he doesn't want to fight. Like, he doesn't want to fight at all, even though everyone is being like hurt, everything's happening. Gohan has not thrown a single punch, and then 16 dies, and Gohan understands, hey man, even if I don't like fighting, I have to do it to protect those who I love. That is like mostly the thing going up in the Gohan vs. Cell fight, right? Goku vs. Cell, yes, it's way better than Gohan vs. Cell, if we're talking about like just the fight itself. Oh, well, that's beautiful. We were talking about this fight and Gohan vs. Cell OST comes up here. I'm just gonna have that on loop. I wouldn't say Goku vs. Cell is the best fight in the series, though. I feel I do like Goku vs. Frieza more. I do like Goku vs. Vegeta in the Saiyan saga more. Goku vs. Cell is definitely up there. I do like Goku vs. Piccolo in the 23rd World Tournament more. I do like Goku vs. Tien in the 22nd World Tournament more, or the 23rd World Tournament. I feel like all of those fights are better than Goku vs. Cell. But Goku vs. Cell, definitely up there. An insanely animated fight. Very good back and forth all the time, bro. It's a very good fight. I really, really appreciate it. Okay. I mean, I don't know what this means. Thank you, LP. Appreciate it. Hi, Daddy LP. Wow, I'm skipping. All right, let's see what we got. Will you still hate me or what are you talking about? What? Yearly animation plus OST tier list. I immediately see you've got Family Kamehameha on F, so I'm just not gonna bother with this. Okay, not a hot take, but a rant. I hate that artist that started the collective thought of the Z art style being like the first pick with a Dragon Ball Z style dog. Shintani brings me joy, hope and everything nice in the world. Also, Super Saiyan God is the best form. Okay, so let's start from the last one here. I wouldn't say Super Saiyan God is the best form. That was one of the forms that I didn't mention. I do think Super Saiyan God is better than Super Saiyan Blue Blue as a form. Although it's not really used too much, but I do like it as a look more than Super Saiyan Blue. Both are not really used too much. Although Super Saiyan Blue, that's... If we're going back to that take again, Super Saiyan Blue has done a very good redemption. So I would say it's in the level of Super Saiyan God at this point. Alright, so we've got here... Yeah, this thing, I really hate how people make it seem... Although Dragon Ball Z itself really did have a problem with this, didn't it? Because all the time, Dragon Ball Z has got just always just muscle. All the time. Every single... At any point in the story. Unless it's like the Namek Saga. In the Namek Saga, because we don't get Goku too much in it, right? But the moment Goku like takes his shirt off and goes Super Saiyan, you see a lot of muscle. But look, at the end of the day, he's a martial artist. He's always training, so him having muscle is very good. Although people do tend to overblow it a lot. Like, you've got it right here. Shintani, he doesn't do like over muscling or whatever. Like, you've got some insane Buu Saga moments where Goku's bicep is like as big as his head. Like, way bigger than his head. It's just kind of insane. And that's where it mostly comes from. I think it's the Buu Saga, because the Buu Saga makes everyone so muscular, bro. Like, everyone in the Buu Saga is so muscular. Other than Buu, right? Because it's just sludge. But I agree with this. People do tend to do this right here with the dog quite a few times. And yeah, I get it. You think Arinzu should jerk you off with her fat butt? I agree, she should do the same to me. Dragon Ball would be better as unrecruited yaoi between Vegeta and Goku. Vegeta figuring out his obsession with / crush on Goku and coming to terms with the fact that it'll stay unrecruited. Like, imagine gay Vegeta learning future Trunks is his son. What does that imply for him? That is insane. That is some crazy plot twists right there. Like, you've got Vegeta who knows who's gay for Goku, and then this other guy from the future comes in and tells him, yo, I'm your son. And he's like, what the fuck? This is insane. Like, this is... I never thought about this. How would I have a son? Unless it's like Goku's and Vegeta's adopted son. You know? Like, that could work as well. But this guy goes Super Saiyan. So how did this... How does that work? I mean, this is funny because if you go on Netflix... I mean, I don't know if it's on Netflix specifically, but I remember the meme of Goku and... of, like, Dragon Ball being on the enemies to lovers category, and then Goku and Vegeta are on like, the poster for Dragon Ball, which is funny. I like that. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a funny take. I do think like Vegeta and Bulma, Goku and Chi-Chi are like way better than having yaoi between Vegeta and Goku, but it's a pretty good take. Vector's takes are garbage. That is not a hot take, buddy. That is a cold, freezing take. Okay, oh brother, wait. DBZ Mo. I don't know if that's Abu or not, because he has the same exact profile picture Abu has. So let's see here. Gloria was initially supposed to betray the group, but ended up being the main reason why they beat Goma. Is that a hot take? I mean, we see Glorio is kind of like suspicious of them at the beginning, and then he kind of just gets warmer towards the main cast. I don't think that's a hot take, that's just his character developing it. Fusion Bug is probably a hint for a season 2 or a movie. We didn't see them reach Earth, as in when TOP ended, they showed they went back to Earth. Again, bro! Okay, no, I'm skipping you. OG Dragon Ball is overhyped, and you're not special or superior in any kind of way if you've seen it. Okay, I don't know about overhyped, because it's not talked about at all. People just hate on OG Dragon Ball instead of hyping it up. I would agree though, you are not superior to anyone. People like who've watched OG Dragon Ball act like such, I don't know, like they're so much more higher in the human chain than people who haven't watched OG Dragon Ball, which I just disagree with. You should be more calm and like more warm towards fans who haven't watched OG Dragon Ball and make them want to watch OG Dragon Ball, right? The thing is, Dragon Ball Z's marketing in the Western world has been so insane when it came out that people don't even know that OG Dragon Ball exists. People think that Goku's story starts out with Gohan as his kid and Raditz coming in. That's the thing. Although there is hate. There's a lot of hate about OG Dragon Ball, right? Like, quite a lot of hate. Quite a lot of unwarranted hate. I don't know. It's kind of like a gray area. I wouldn't say it's overhyped. I would say it's very underhyped, actually. And way too overhated. That's what I would say about OG Dragon Ball. Alright, I'm gonna make this the last one and then go to some quotes and then come back to comments again. Another one. Goku and Piccolo are better than Chi-Chi as a parent figure. I don't see Gohan having a song on how he loved Chi-Chi, or Gohan thinking about her when on his Dokkan. Okay, we're bringing up Dokkan actives. Or see Chi-Chi offer her life, dying for him 2 times. Yes, Goku and Piccolo died 2 times for Gohan. This is weird. This is a weird one. I don't know. Look, a lot of people hate Chi-Chi because she's overprotective of Gohan. I don't think Chi-Chi's actions are really, like, overblown or anything like that. You put any 8-year-old in the world of Dragon Ball and their mom is always gonna be super overprotective of them, because at the end of the day, a mom does not want her child to be hurt. Yes, if the world ends, everyone dies, but you really just can't go against that maternal feeling, right? Like, she still doesn't want to see her son get hurt. That's the thing with Chi-Chi. At the end of the day, she always lets him go. Like she did in the Cell Saga. I mean, to be fair, in the Saiyan Saga, Piccolo just trained Gohan. Piccolo kidnapped Gohan and was basically abusing him. Yes, I guess it was for his own good, in quotations. He was abusing Gohan. At the end of the day, Gohan learned a lot from that. But there's a reason why Gohan doesn't like to fight. He started fighting because of Goku and Piccolo from a very young age. And he got his neck broken like 3 times while he was like, what, 10 or 8 years old. So I can really see why Chi-Chi doesn't want him to keep fighting. I can definitely see that. Okay, so I don't want people to always just keep saying stuff like this, man. I think all 3 of them are very good, like, parent figures. Piccolo is more of an uncle figure to go on, an actual parent figure. But I really don't want to see people say stuff like this, but especially for Chi-Chi. I think Chi-Chi is like, she's just a... See, she's just, like, an overprotective mother, man. I mean, what else can you say about Chi-Chi? Oh, brother, okay. This is, alright, yeah, we've seen a lot of likes here, a lot of replies. I'm just gonna start out by saying that I love both of these characters. Z Broly, Dragon Ball Super Broly, both of them are very good, very, very good characters. A lot of people hate Z Broly because of movie 10, and I will say that movie 10 made Z Broly just kind of destroyed his character. The thing with Z Broly is, he's just this sadistic monster who loves seeing other people just suffer. He's basically just evil. He is a supremely evil Saiyan, and he is Saiyan excellence as well, because he's so strong. He's got like a 10,000 power level as a baby, right? And you see that arrogance with him because he plays around with everyone. Like, he keeps on beating up Goku without killing him because he wants to make Goku suffer so much more. He hates when someone weaker than him stands up against him. That's the thing with Broly, and that's why he hated Goku crying, because Goku crying and disturbing him, he took that as someone of a lower class than him going up against him. That's the thing with Z Broly. And I love him. He is a very good character, and a lot of people just gloss over that. We're not even going on the fact that Paragus is like the most abusive dad in the series, by the way. I'm not even gonna go into that. On both of these Brolys, he's the most abusive dad ever. He's got this Broly on a fucking electrical charge, so he doesn't actually express his feelings. It's the same thing with this Broly, other than it's just a magic thing that stops him from actually expressing his feelings, which is just insane. I would agree with this take. Honestly, I would agree with this take if we're only talking about the movies, bro, like the movie Broly. And then again, you've got Bio Broly and Movie 10, who all kind of like lower my my idea of Broly. Like, Movie 10 really destroyed Broly as a character. All he says is Kakarot until the end of the movie, where he says like, I'll make you die under my feet or something, which is like the only time where Broly actually goes back to his movie 8 character. This Broly, though, I think is a much more like tame character than this Z Broly. He doesn't actually love seeing people suffer or stuff like that. We get the Ba stuff, which was like his friend. Ba was his friend. I like his interactions with Chilai a lot. Like, him and Chilai are a very, very good duo, because Broly is more of a reactive character on Dragon Ball Super. I wouldn't say Broly's a reactive character too much on Z, because Broly on Z, he's the one who takes action. all the time, especially when he goes Legendary Super Saiyan. He's the one that actually drives stuff. This Broly is way more of a reactive character. If we're talking only movies, I would take Z Broly because like his character has been like laid out to us. Like we have seen more of his character. If we're going in the manga though, we see more of the interactions with Broly now that he's got more friends, which is something that he didn't have at the beginning of the movie, right? Like he was the only friend that he had started hating him because of Paragus, and now that he's got Goku, he's got Vegeta, he's got Chilla, he's got like Beerus and Whis, Goten and Trunks, Gohan. You see like his interaction is starting to warm up with people. DBS Broly has a lot of potential. I stayed a lot on this take. That's because I love these characters a lot. If we're going on only movies, then yeah, I would take Z Broly. I would definitely take Z Broly. Goku isn't a bad father by Dragon Ball standards. He's probably the best one in the series beside Krillin. It's actually kind of insane how this is actually a hot take in the fandom. Like, this is actually a hot take in the Dragon Ball fandom. Yeah, Goku is not a bad father. I don't care what people say. Goku is not a bad father. This man sacrificed himself for his son twice. The moment he actually got to spend some time with his son, he said, alright, let's train for Cell, and then let's relax together. He spent a whole year with his son together, and then he was like, you know what? Let's spend another week doing nothing but having fun together. He loves his son. He absolutely loves Gohan. Does he do mistakes? Yes. One of the main mistakes was thinking that Gohan was exactly like him. He's a character that doesn't want to fight. Right? That's the thing with Gohan. He is a character that does not want to fight at all. And Goku didn't know that. Goku thought that Gohan was exactly like him. That's the only mistake Goku really did as a parent. You do not deserve to have your opinions on Dragon Ball be taken seriously if your only exposure to the show is the Bridge series. Yeah, I mean, I agree with this. Especially if you count it as an official dub. Yeah, I mean, if you do this, then yeah, I'm sorry. Too many Z Broly fans defend his backstory instead of just admitting they like hype moments and aura. You don't need to defend every part of a character you like. I mean, there is something to defend there with his backstory, so why wouldn't I defend that? And this is like the mentality with a lot of people in the Dragon Ball series. They tend to just gloss over backstory completely because they think all people care about are hype moments and aura. Broly has hype moments and aura. He also has a very good backstory. So I'm gonna defend both of them. He's not part of the Z Fighters, I'll argue that. I mean, he is. He's just the most boring, bland, and uninteresting Z Fighter. I kind of prefer the younger and slimmer look modern DBs going for over Goku with his old super duper muscular figure. This is what I was talking about. Like this right here. Like Buu Saga does this a lot. They make Goku so muscular the whole time in the Buu Saga, and I agree with this. Yeah, 100%. I do like the Shintani versions. I mean, you can see it on the GIF right here. I do like this way more than overly muscular Goku. It's very good. I love that. I'm not sure if it's spicy, but I need them to wear casual clothing every once in a while. I'm tired of seeing them in the same outfit all the time. Agreed. I do agree with this. The thing is with the same outfits is like that's their identity. The thing with Goku is his outfit changes. It goes from a Turtle School sign to a King Kai sign to no sign at all, right? Because he develops. He becomes like from a Turtle School disciple. Then he kind of like learns the godly techniques of the Spirit Bomb and Kaioken. And then he himself becomes a sensei to people, right? People like Oob. That's why his thing just disappears, because he becomes a mentor in the Buu Saga. For example, he becomes a mentor to like Gohan, Goten and Trunks, right? Like that's the thing with Goku. Like his outfit changing like that, it's like his character development. But I would love to see Goku on like more casual clothing, 100%. Right here, and then we see him on like when he's going for his driver's license, right? Those are some very good outfits for Goku. Super has no good arcs. Okay, we have to like kind of think about this a little bit here. Look, if we're talking about manga, then you're just completely wrong, because Moro arc exists, which is like, I would say Moro arc to me is a top 5 Dragon Ball arc in the series, like in the whole franchise. If we're talking about only anime though, I can definitely see this. TOP becomes very good towards the end, but you have to go through 70% of fluff and filler characters that you don't even care about. Future Trunks Saga starts out so strong. It's such a good start, such an amazing going from that start to like maybe like 70% of the story, and then it just completely shits on itself. I wouldn't call that a good arc. It just completely destroys itself. But you know, Blue comes out, he does nothing. Fusion Zamasu is super annoying, very annoying, although it kind of like fits his character of being a hypocrite. He is still very, very annoying. He cries all the time. Just the Zamasu dimension, Spirit Sword, Zeno coming in to destroy everything. absolutely horrible ending. One of the worst endings in the show. Universe 6 versus Universe 7 is fine, but you've got some fights that you don't really care about. But at least the arc is short. So honestly, I would probably call that a good arc. I think the arc is good. I wouldn't say it's bad, I would call it a good arc. And then the retellings... Get me out of there, bro. Bardock having psychic powers and being able to see into the future is stupid. It's been a while since I've seen the Bardock special, honestly. I don't really think it's stupid. I think it's cool to kind of give this tragic notion to, even though he knows the future, he still can't really change it because he's powerless to do so. That's kind of like in Bardock's character, like the tragic thing going on. I would say it's stupid that he got it just from his neck being like... whatever happened to him. That was kind of stupid. I can definitely say see what you're going for here. I wouldn't say it really hinders the story too much, though. I think it's good. I was stand by Gohan is not a pacifist until the day I die. I wouldn't say Gohan is a pacifist. No, I don't think he is a pacifist. Because a pacifist would be someone who just doesn't want to kill people at all. Gohan in the Namek Saga, he's just fighting everyone. In the Saiyan Saga too, I mean, in the Saiyan Saga, he doesn't really want to fight. I would say he is a pacifist, maybe in the Saiyan Saga, because he just doesn't want to fight at all. The moment like Namek Saga comes in, Cell Saga comes in. I mean, in the Cell Saga, he is a little bit of a pacifist. Let's just say that, because he is thrown in against Cell, and he just doesn't want to punch Cell. So he is a pacifist there until he goes Super Saiyan 2. Like, the moment he actually gets his full power, the moment he realizes, I gotta fight for people, that's when Gohan, like, properly is not a pacifist anymore. He is not. I think Gohan is a very reactive character. He is... it's kind of ironic. He is a pacifist until something happens to him. The moment something happens to him, it's like, I bet. Alright, I'm gonna bitch your ass. That's how Gohan is. It's very reactive. That's how I would kind of talk about Gohan's character. Okay, let's make this the last one and go on some comments here. So some of the best moments in Dragon Ball history are the ones with character interactions and comedy, because Dragon Ball was always a comedy with fights, and on the contrary, some arcs focus in action, but the series will always be about dumb comedy. And then, yeah, I was gonna say that you probably love OGDB more than Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. And you do say that OG Dragon Ball for you is the best. I can see what you're saying here. Although, I would say that some of the best moments in the series are not the moments with comedy. I mean, you could say character interactions, I guess, because Goku going Super Saiyan is because he interacts with Frieza, right? It's not really comedy, though. Krillin dies, he goes Super Saiyan, and he, like, kind of finally accepts his like, Saiyan heritage, right? Because he didn't want to be called a Saiyan. He always said, like, he's like, he's a human, he's a Earthling, right? And then he comes in, Vegeta cries for him, and he's like, okay, I'm a Saiyan raised on Earth, right? Like, he kind of changes that. He didn't want to accept himself. That's the thing with Goku. That's the main thing with Goku in Dragon Ball Z up to the Planet Namek Saga. It's him accepting himself, right? Accepting his heritage, accepting who he really is, right? I really like that. It's the same thing that happens with Gohan when he transforms to Super Saiyan 2. He accepts that there are some stuff that you have to do to protect people. Even though you don't like doing some stuff, you have to if it means protecting your loved ones. Those moments I like more than just the moments of comedy, right? Alright, so let's go back to some comments here. Oh, I'm gonna have this blurred because this is a private account, so I guess they don't want their, they don't actually want their ad to be out there. Cell is a more engaging character to watch during her mini arcs in the Buu Saga than Hit ever was in Dragon Ball Super. Okay, I was gonna agree until you said that she's got more aura, okay? Like, the whole thing with Hit as a character is that he's, like, just farming aura the whole time. I do find Videl more engaging as a character because of her interactions with Gohan. She's, like, a perfect foil to Gohan's character. She is a character that takes action while Gohan is a reactive character, so they work very well together. I wouldn't say she's got more aura than Hit, but I would say that she's like a better character. Let me just get you off the screen real quick so I don't have to have the blur there the whole time. Everything from the 22nd World Tournament until the Cell Saga is the peak of Dragon Ball, and it will never be beaten. Path of Power is the top 3 Dragon Ball movie. Okay, I agree with that. Movie 8 sucked, and it's still the best in the Z Broly trilogy. I wouldn't say movie 8 sucked. I think you're tripping there. Goku Black arc anime anime is the second worst arc in the series. Insanely tripping with this one. It's not good, but Goku Black in the anime has one of the best introductions out of every villain in the series, and it's a very strong arc until they go back for the second time, I think, where Goku just forgets his Senzu beans and like his Mafuba seal or whatever. Like that's when, like, the moment Goku Black goes away from the arc, that's when the arc just falls down. Like, it just falls off a cliff, because Goku Black is one of the most interesting characters of that arc. Then he goes away for Fusion Zamasu. Honestly, this first take I disagree with as well. You start from the 21st World Tournament, and I think that from the 21st World Tournament up to the end of Buu Saga, if we're talking manga specifically, Dragon Ball does not have one bad chapter. Honestly, I believe that. You can fight me on that. Dragon Ball does not have a single bad chapter from World Tournament, from 21st to the Buu Saga. It's an amazing series. Roshi sucks, and I wish that OGDB never added him. I disagree with the whole thing here. Goku easily copied the Kamehameha the first time he saw it, so Roshi should have introduced Krillin essentially. Nope. Roshi alone is the reason a lot of new DBZ fans refuse to read OG Dragon Ball. This is true. I would agree with that. I don't agree with the other stuff. Roshi is a very important character to Goku. He teaches Goku the way of fighting. He teaches Goku stuff that Goku uses to teach Gohan. He says, eat well, rest well, train well, I think he says something like that, right? Roshi is a very, very good character, other than the pervy stuff. I don't agree with this. This is just Goku being a genius. Just being a fighting genius when it comes to like copying the Kamehameha or whatever. Roshi was there to teach Goku that there is always gonna be someone stronger with the Jockey Chun stuff. That's why Goku keeps on training all the time. Because Roshi instilled the idea that there's always going to be someone who's going to come in and be stronger than you, right? That's why Goku keeps on training all the time. Bardock and Guinea having sex was easily the most important thing to happen in Dragon Ball. I mean, true. If they didn't, Goku would not exist. So, you're right. Mini Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku design works much better than the adult. The only thing I really don't like with the adult form is his face. It looks like a baby face. That's the thing. That might be the art style. I like everything else more than the mini form. You think Gohan would have lost against Kid Buu? This is just power scaling stuff. I really don't want to go with this too much, but there is a reason why Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Ultimate Gohan were made to die in the last fight. Right. Toriyama knew that both of them being there, Ultimate Gohan being there, he would just beat Kid Buu. He wanted to make Goku and Vegeta struggle, and that's what they do, right? They struggle a lot. Ultimate Gohan, I mean, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he was on the same level with Fat Buu, right? And then Goku said that he could have defeated Fat Buu on his fight like with Kid Buu, right? And then he says that he can probably defeat Kid Buu, but I don't think he has the stamina for it, right? As Super Saiyan 3. And we know that Ultimate Gohan is way stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Because Super Saiyan 3 Goku cannot hang with Super Buu. He cannot, but Ultimate Gohan was just slapping him up. So yeah, Ultimate Gohan being there, he would have just absolutely destroyed Kid Buu. Gohan post Buu Saga is the definition of the meme if we got good writing. Oh, the Will Smith meme. Oh, do y'all got any good writing? No, we only got hype moments and aura. And DB fans will get angry, but it's literally how we got to be the main character in Superhero. Great movie. I agree with this. The thing with Dragon Ball Super Gohan is they go through the same exact arc that Gohan goes as a kid. Like, that's the thing with him. At that point, Gohan as a character, he should have realized that he has to train and fight, even if he doesn't like fighting, because there's people he has to protect. Like, that's his duty as a protector of Earth. And they just throw that out of the window, and Gohan just doesn't train for some reason. He just thinks, oh, we got Goku and Vegeta, we're gonna be fine. Which is just so out of character for him. Because he had Goku and Vegeta versus Cell. He had Goku and Vegeta versus Buu. They did nothing. You were the guy who were the strongest one, and you failed twice. And that's why you have to keep on fighting and get rid of that arrogance. But then he doesn't. Even when he goes beast, you see he's still arrogant. I hate what they did with Dragon Ball Super Gohan. The manga made it so he's not really too arrogant against Cell Max though, so I'll take that. Alright, we'll do a couple more of these and then a couple more quotes, and I think we're gonna end it. So, Moro arc is the top 3 best Dragon Ball arcs. Not in order. Namek, Moro, Cell, Saga / Granola. Okay, you named 4. People who hate or act like Saiyan Saga isn't hype haven't rewatched the series to refresh their brains. I agree. A lot of people hate the Saiyan Saga because it doesn't have Super Saiyans. It doesn't have Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God. It doesn't have fusions, but Saiyan Saga is like an amazing arc. The villains in it are so good, bro. You've got Raditz coming in and immediately slapping up the 2 strongest characters we have. And then you've got Nappa doing a whole 1v6, 1v5 against all the Z fighters who trained for a full year, by the way, to actually try to be strong. And then you've got Vegeta, who is like a perfect opposite to Goku. An elite, arrogant. They've got Goku, who's a low-class warrior and very selfless, right? Ending of the Future Saga is fine, but they wasted Zamasu. More details below. Oh, brother, okay. Trunks and Mike could have become part of the Time Patrol, working under the Supreme Kai of Time, main timeline. Okay. Zamasu gets sealed, but his ugly presence causes Zeno to showcase his power to us, deleting the timeline. This is good. I would say this is good. Trunks, motivated by Gohan's sacrifice, now protects other futures. That would be very cool. I mean, you would add, like, Supreme Kai of Time and stuff like that, who I don't think is canon to the series. And you would have to, like, show her to us a couple of times. Or just, you know, you could just immediately show her to us because we already know she exists. So it's whatever. The ending I wouldn't say is fine though. They should have made it so Trunks killed Zamasu. Like the whole ending of it is so dumb, super dumb stuff. Alright, so Mora is the best villain in the franchise, canon and non-canon. I mean, this is not really a hot take. A lot of people think this. I would say I would like Cell and Frieza more, but if you want to say Mora is the best villain in the franchise, sure man, go for it. It doesn't really hurt me too much. Goku should have stayed dead. Okay, Lord Frieza, I see what you're doing there. Charlotte is unironically a significantly more interesting and better developed character than any Universe 6 Saiyan. Probably. I mean, Charlotte has his own story in Dragon Ball Legends, so I don't think that's a hot take. Gohan post the Cell arc is hype moments and aura with no good writing, especially in Superhero. With Buu Saga Gohan was just stupid and let power get to his head. I also think the writers don't know how to write Gohan, which makes me believe is the reason why he repeats his character arc. I mean, I already talked with this, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think Dragon Ball Super Gohan is just horrible. Now, in the manga, after the Cell arc, I feel like they finally found a foundation with adult Gohan as a character. Like, he keeps fighting, he keeps training, and he still is a scholar, because finally, he sees that he can actually make time for both. Right? So, yeah. Alright, so I think they should have introduced 121 in a different game. I was gonna say this is the last one, but this is pretty short. Fighter Z did not do her justice at all. I'm not very familiar with Fighter Z, or Fighters, however you say it, story modes. I can't really talk about this too much. In a different game though, I don't know, would they really give more to her in a different game? I mean, Fighters has the whole story mode for her. I feel like if she was an OC in, like, let's say Sparking Zero, I don't think they would give her more story than Fighters. I feel like her story would just be the same. Okay, well, these are a lot here, so let's just end it with this. The Granola arc, while fun, is badly written. Super Saiyan God is over. Okay, let's, so badly written. I don't know, you didn't really elaborate too much on what you think is badly written. This is very vague. I'm guessing you mean the Bardock stuff, because Bardock at some point in that arc does make the wish of his sons thriving or whatever, right? Which makes a lot of people think that all of the Goku's fights were only won because of that wish. Which, first of all, I'm pretty sure that is, like, bad translation, because in Japanese, he just wants them to grow up healthy, which they do. They do grow up very healthy, and then Raditz dies after he's grown up. Like, if the wish was for them to always be successful, then Raditz would have not died. That's the main thing with a lot of people when it comes to the Granola arc. They just hate that part. Super Saiyan God is overrated. I see a lot of people, like, make Super Saiyan God this deep form with, like, insane backstory or something like that, which I don't think it is. It's a very good looking form. The Yamoshi stuff is cool, although I think they got rid of the Yamoshi stuff in the anime. I don't remember exactly. I wouldn't say it's really overrated though. Like, there's people that hate it, there's people that love it. It's just there. It's just fairly rated, I would say. GT Goku solos the first few arcs of Super. I don't want to go into that. I'm gonna be so real with you, man. I don't want to go into that shit. Look, the thing is, GT is after End of Z, and we still haven't reached End of Z in Super, so I guess, sure, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Buu Saga, everything that came after. Now, if we're, I mean, you said Granola arc, so I'm guessing you mean manga, and no, I would say Moro arc is way better than the Buu Saga. I'm taking Moro arc over it. Everything in Dragon Ball Super anime, though, yeah, I don't think it's Buu Saga level. Look, I think Moro arc is a 10. I would say Buu Saga is a 10. Honestly, Buu Saga is like the weakest of the 10s. That's what I would say. It's like all of the Z arcs are 10s. There's some of the OG Dragon Ball arcs that are 10s as well, and Moro arc is a 10 as well. I just think Buu Saga is probably the weakest, or like second weakest of those. Goku going MEY for the first time is when he should have reached Beerus level. I'm pretty sure in the anime they do make it so that MEY Goku is just stronger than Beerus. Like, both him and Jiren are just above all the gods of destruction. I'm pretty sure that's what they imply in the anime. Gogeta letting Frieza go was out of character. And you're saying out of character for Gogeta? I don't know, I mean, we don't really see Gogeta's character too much. You have to keep in mind that in Gogeta, Goku is there as well. right? We are shown that Goku is very oblivious to the shit that Frieza does. Right? Oh, this is an interesting one, actually. Let's make this the last one. This got a lot of likes. I actually like this as well. So fusions are the most boring things in the franchise. Okay, so I want to talk about this a little bit right here before we end the video. I can definitely see how people can say that fusions could make the fight boring. I can definitely see that because they're so overpowered. But there is some beauty in a stomp fight. Like, there is some beauty in that, I think. Like, just a fight being a complete stomp, like Super Saiyan 2 versus Cell. Which I don't think is like an amazing fight, but it has something, it has like some cool stuff. And that's the thing with fusions. Like Vegito coming out and being so cool, you see like this kind of like mishmash of Vegeta's personality and Goku's personality. I don't think they're too boring. If you were talking about like them in a fight, they do kind of dumb down the fights because they make it so there's not too much choreography. But then again, you've got Gogeta Blue versus Broly, or just Gogeta versus Broly, which is an amazing fight. It's a very, very good fight, although it still is a complete stomp. It's just basically Broly struggling. I don't know if I would say they're boring. Like, if you compare them, there are way more boring characters. If we're going for, like, some of the villains, like some of the sub-villains, like stuff like Pui Pui, or stuff like Kui, or just some of the fluff characters. I don't think fusions are the most boring thing in the whole franchise. You can say that they make some of the fights boring maybe, which I don't agree too much. But I wouldn't say that they're the most boring characters. I think they're fun characters. I think their personalities are pretty cool as well. And just the way they handle fights is very, very nice as well. Especially like Gogeta versus Broly, or like Gogeta versus Janemba, for example. Vegito Blue is the only outlier because Vegito Blue just kind of sucked. But then you've got Kefla, you've got Gotenks, who are like very quirky characters, very like kind of arrogant with Kefla. And then you've got like that childishness to Gotenks. I think all of them are very cool. I think they're all very cool characters. But yeah, thank you guys for leaving out all of your takes. This was a very long video, but I really do appreciate all of you guys' support on this tweet. If you want to see another video like this, definitely let me know down below in the comments. I can definitely do like a part 2 or even more than part 2 to this type of video. While you're down there, definitely leave a like and subscribe. Maybe leave a hot take of your own. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.